On the heels of the largest come-from-behind victory of 2026, the Memphis Redbirds welcome in the Charlotte Knights for Game 4 of a 6-game series as we continue Red, White, and Boom weekend here at AutoZone Park. Hello, everybody. Alex Coy with you here. So glad to have you with us on Matrix Midwest. As we mentioned, the Redbirds trailed by 3 at multiple points in the ball game last night. Most recently after 7. It's their 7th win all year. Come from behind after the 7th inning. And just the 3rd loss this season, Charlotte leading after 7. Big reason why you need to have a tone setter in the lineup, and that tone setter all season for the Redbirds has been Joshua Baez, the right-handed hitting slugger. Yet another multi-home run game for him. It brought his totals to 80 hits, 28 home runs, 69 RBIs, and 14 stolen bases. Just continues to destroy the baseball. 9 more home runs than second place, 7 more RBIs than the next best man. 9 of his home runs have been go-ahead home runs this season, including the solo shot he hit back in the first inning. He also stole a base yesterday, added in an RBI double, and had a great slide at the plate to add a 3rd run. Fantastic power hitter. We get to see him back in the lineup tonight. All that and so much more. It's Memphis Redbirds baseball, and we return to AutoZone Park on Matrix Midwest.
Grand slam.
Berniak, he'll just need a base.
It is off the top of the wall. Brian Torres scores from second. Kaperniak walks it. Break out the tape measure. A massive 2-run homer for Baez.
Swing and miss. Strike 3 for the 9th strikeout. Just add that to the compilation. Downtown to Germantown, Memphis native Ben Johnson becomes the all-time winningest manager in Memphis Redbirds history.
Center, Oliva over sprinting, looking, it's off the wall, and it gets by him. Inside the park, home run for Brody Moore. Kaperniak starts the show with a blast. Oh, baby!
Friday night Memphis Redbirds baseball. It's a beautiful night for baseball here in the Mid-South as we continue Red, White, and Boom weekend to celebrate America's 250th birthday here at AutoZone Park. It's the Memphis Redbirds and the Charlotte Knights. Game 4 of this 6-game series. Memphis looks to secure at least a series split with their 2nd straight win tonight. Alex Coy with you here on Matrix Midwest. So glad to have you with us. Let's give you some lineups and start, as always, with the visiting Charlotte Knights, who are in at 45 and 39 on this Friday night. Riku Nishida leads things off. He's in right field tonight. Michael Turner, the DH, bats second. Ryan Galaney, the first baseman, back in there in the 3-hole. Edgar Caro plays his 9th AAA game of 2026. He's the catcher. In left field, it's Caden Connor. Behind him, Nolan Jones in center. Mario Camilletti back down to the 7-hole. He plays 3rd base. The shortstop tonight in the 8-hole, it's Jason Matthews, as Andy Weber, the 2nd baseman, bats 9th. He's 3 for 3 lifetime against tonight's Redbird starter, Quinn Matthews. Quinn and the Redbirds about set to take the field in front of a fantastic crowd, ready for fireworks and all kinds of action on this Friday night in downtown Memphis. The International League first half champions. See Quinn's numbers on the screen. He's pitching even better than that in his last 5 starts. He leads the team out to the field. While he does that, let's give you the defensive alignment behind him for Game 4 of this series. Starting out in left field with Thomas Sajaci. Victor Scott II is in center. Joshua Baez, who we showed in the open in his heroics at the plate. He's great in the outfield, too. Leads the team in outfield assists. He has 5 this year. He plays right field, 3rd to 1st on the infield. Nolan Gorman, Jeremy Rivas, Noah Mendlinger, last night's hero with a pinch hit triple to give Memphis its latest lead. Leo Bernal plays first base as Joel Pozo does the catching for Quinn Matthews. Matt Koperniak to half that off as the designated hitter. Memphis managed by Ben Johnson, 50 wins on the season, the all-time winningest manager in Redbirds history, and has already led them to their first playoff appearance since 2018. One more look at the numbers for the left-handed pitching Quinn Matthews and his stellar campaign as his stellar start to the career continues. 4-3 with a 3.95 ERA, 66 innings pitched, 83 strikeouts in those numbers. 46 walks, it's a little higher than you'd want it to be, but a batting average against of 173 truly helps neutralize that. He has allowed 11 home runs so far this season. Left-handed pitchers worked 6 consecutive starts of 3 runs or fewer. 13 of his 15 starts this season he's allowed 3 runs or less. One of those, though, came against the Charlotte Knights Ball Club. 2 2/3 back on April 8th. He allowed 7 runs, struck out 6, walked 3, and allowed 2 home runs at Charlotte. This is the 10th meeting this season between these two ball clubs. The Redbirds currently lead the season series 5-4. They've alternated every single game in this series. Fortunately, that means Charlotte is due for tonight's ball game. But the Redbirds come from behind to win last night's game. They have all the energy. They have the crowd behind them. And they have one of their aces working on the mound here tonight. Mitch Tresiak, the crew chief, calls balls and strikes. Brian Van Vranken down the line at first. And Joe Belangia, the third member of our crew, down the line at third base. Left-handed hitting, Riku Nishida dusts off the plate. He will step into the left-handed batter's box. Quinn Matthews grabs some rosin. He'll toe that slab. He'll put umpire Mitch Tresiak, our crew chief, behind the plate for the second time this week. Signals ready for play. We're set for baseball. Red, white, and boom weekend on a Friday night in Memphis, Tennessee. First pitch in there for a strike. At the knees, 7:07 local time. Expecting massive crowds tonight and tomorrow night. Fireworks after both games. Fireworks during the run of play as well, as this one's jammed right back to the mound. Nice leap for Quinn to field that. Gets the out. 2 pitches for out number 1 for the left-hander. Guy that can regain the team lead in strikeouts with a couple today. Bruce Zimmerman with 6 straight innings of fantastic shutout baseball back on Thursday night. Took the team lead briefly. And there for a strike. One count on Michael Turner, the designated hitter. He's got some interesting college ties that are a very intricate theme of the Charlotte Knights group that we'll get into as the game goes on, especially with starting pitcher Joe Rock. Slated to work the bottom half of innings to start the ball game for Charlotte. Just missed off the plate. Joel Pozo will challenge the
field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Call of Mitch Tresiak. And he will win that challenge.
Call's overturned. Memphis retains their challenge.
84th strikeout of the season to tie the team high. 2 quick outs for the left-hander, Quinn Matthews. These 2 pitching staffs are 2 of the top 5 in strikeouts in the International League. Charlotte in second. Redbirds rotating between 3rd and 5th over the last week plus. Pinpoint control with that fastball. The 4-seam at 94. Averages right around 93.8 with that pitch. A batting average against of just 154 on plate appearances ending on it. Good spot with a slider. Even worse for batters, hitting just 104. A lot less damage against the slider as well. It's his best swing and miss. Backwards K to Michael Turner for the second out. Now another 2-strike count to Galaney as Matthews tries to start this ball game 3 up, 3 down. Base hit to left. Caught a changeup off the end of the bat. And Galaney has the first knock of the ball game. 2 down in this first inning. Here's Edgar Carroll. One of a number of guys in this Charlotte lineup that struggles minorly against left-handed pitching this year at AAA. Part of a handful that bat 167 or worse. 4 guys in the lineup with that today against the Southpaw. And that's advantage Redbirds in this series. Just one starter that's right-handed in the rotation, and that's Hunter Dobbins. Redbirds already won his start back on Tuesday. He's not scheduled to start the rest of the week. Caro hitting 167, Nolan Jones 133, Matthews 167 as well. Oh, 2 count with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Runner takes off, pitch called a ball. A good throw, but it gets into center field. Up late and staying at second base is Ryan Galaney. Charlotte stole 2 bases against Joel Pozo back on Thursday. They have 1 here in the first inning. That means a runner in scoring position. Charlotte a chance to strike first in the first here. They did so all the way back in the opener. This one tagged deep to left. Does it have enough height? It does. It's a home run. Hit the railing behind the video board wall. Edgar Caro with his first AAA blast of 2026. Charlotte strikes first yet again, and they've led in all 4 games of this series. Only time they did not score the game's first run was last night, when Joshua Baez hit a solo homer with 2 outs in the first inning. This time it's a 2-run blast from Edgar Caro. 2-0 Charlotte. Here's Caden Connor. Mentioned last time Quinn faced this Charlotte group, one of just 2 starts where he allowed more than 3 runs. It's worst start of the year, 7 runs allowed. Back on April 8th. Pops up left side, it goes out of play. Quinn, the former 4th-round pick out of Stanford back in 2023. Number 6 prospect in the St. Louis Cardinals organization. Exploded onto the scene with his work in 2024. Struck out more than 200 batters. That one's on the ground right to the shortstop tonight. That's Jeremy Rivas on to Bernal at first to end the inning. Charlotte strikes with 2. A 2-out, 2-run home run from Edgar Caro in the first. Left-hander Joe Rock gets the start on this Friday night for the Charlotte Knights. 1-1 with a 5.47 ERA and 26 1/3 innings pitched, split between Durham and the Tampa Bay Rays organization at AAA and this Chicago White Sox AAA affiliate, the Charlotte Knights. On here against the Memphis Redbirds, a team he's seen quite a bit in his career. Sets outside, especially over the last season and a half. And it's been traded around a couple of times. Now in the White Sox organization, exchanged for Oliver Dunn earlier this year. Thomas Saggese, the Redbirds' leadoff man. He's 3 for 6 lifetime against the lefty. The night off last night. Takes a breaking ball on the outside corner for strike one, 2-1. Saggese was the headliner in game 1 of this series. He and Bly Madris, at least at that. Bly had a 2-homer game. But Thomas had 3 extra base hits of his own, including a 2-run homer. Slings through a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Slaps that one the other way, and it's into right center field for a base hit. A piece of hitting from Thomas Saggese just to drive the 2-strike pitch the opposite way. And on in front of Victor Scott II, who continues this Redbirds lineup. Baez on after him. Middle third, Gorman, Bernal, and Pozo, with Kaperniak, Rivas, and Mendlinger rounding out the Memphis Redbirds line. In there for a strike. Victor 2 for 9 lifetime against Joe Rock. He struck out twice. Third baseman Camilletti is playing as close as you can down that third base line. He's a good 15 feet into the grass from the first third base bag, that is. Good stop by the catcher, Edgar Caro, who hit the 2-run home run in the first inning. Difference in this ball game. Wind blowing slightly in from center field. That one's low and a bit away. Victor was hitting the ball hard last night. Nothing to show for it, though. 0 for 5, all outs in the air. 2 to center field with thump, 2 to left, and 1 pop out to the third baseman. So JC's leaning at first, but a one-way lead took a step back to the bag as the strike was delivered. Full count. And with that second strike, Camilletti going to go all the way back into his position at third base. A leadoff single from Thomas Saggese in this first inning against Joe Rock. Saggese does take off. It's up and in and hits him. Victor kind of dangling that right arm a little bit. Now kind of flexing the left arm too. May have ricocheted a couple of times, and now he's going to get checked out by Alex Wolfinger, and Ben Johnson can come take a look. Let's see where it got him. Yeah, straight on the back left bicep. 92-mile-an-hour fastball that hit him so hard it registered as an exit velocity. Looks like Victor's going to be fine to stay in this ball game. He'll trot down to first. Now great speed aboard, representing the tying run, and a big thump at the plate. His third multi-home run game of the season last night. In those 3 multi-home run games, 8 home runs total. Of course, his 4 home run effort on the last homestand 2.5 weeks ago. This one's in the air, loud sound, but playable in right center field. It's Riku Nishida back on the baseball. So JC going to try to tag. Throw in is offline. And the Redbirds have runners at the corners with 1 away for Nolan Gorman. While he walks to the plate, let's give you the defensive alignment for the Charlotte Knights. Start in left field where it's Connor out there. Jones in center. Riku Nishida out in right. Third to first on the infield, Camilletti, Matthews, Weber, and Galaney. With Edgar Caro catching Joe Rock and Turner getting the half night off as the designated hitter. Charlotte managed by Chad Pinder. Solid big league career for him, now in his second season managing in the White Sox system. First year at the helm of Charlotte. Nolan Gorman has just a handful of hits at AAA this season, but all of them have driven in a run, including an RBI single last night. Victor with an open second base. Steals that one with ease on Carroll. Memphis truly in business now. Base hit should tie the ball game. Fly ball should make it a 1-run game. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Charlotte defense playing backhand to pull with a runner at third base and 1 out in this inning. Playing to concede the run for the out. Gorman a lifetime 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against Joe Rock. Outside for a ball, 3-1. First baseman Leo Bernal awaits on deck. He'd love nothing more than have an opportunity with the bases loaded here. Outside, ball 4. Patient plate appearance from Gorman. No swings on 5 pitches. Bags packed with 1 away for Leo. Joe Rock is struggling in his last couple of appearances. Over his last 2 starts, 3 total innings, 8 runs allowed. Start of the year in Durham, now in Charlotte. On visit from the pitching coach here to calm things down, refine the mechanics, and get him back toward the strike zone. Thomas Saggese leadoff singled in this first inning has him at third. Victor Scott the second was hit by a pitch on ball 4. He stole second base. Nolan Gorman walked behind him. He's at first. 1 down and a fly ball to right off the bat of Joshua Baez. And the AAA affiliate of the Cardinals grabs some of the magic of that bat up at Wrigley Field this afternoon. 17-1 Cardinals victory. Let's open up that 3-game holiday weekend series. Swing and miss, 1-1. I think both fan bases of tonight's parent clubs are happy with that result. Battle of prospects between the White Sox and the Cardinals. That's low and in. 2 balls and a strike on Leo Bernal. Number 5 prospect in that system. Three and 1. A lineup that is typically hit early, seek damage early in counts. has already gotten the scouting report of just simply be patient. Every plate appearance a deep count. A swing and a pop fly. This one will blow and find the seats. Leo has 8 home runs and 40 runs batted in on the season from that right side. More professionally as his defensive prowess behind the plate, but that bat is starting to come around as well as he takes ball 4. Redbirds are on the board. Third free pass. Bases loaded, walk. They stay loaded for Pozo. What a story Joel Pozo is, even if he has been optioned back down from St. Louis. In the season last year for the Redbirds after signing a minor league contract. But didn't stay here very long, just a handful of ball games, and then had enough staying power and enough love in that clubhouse at Busch Stadium. Stayed on the roster the entire year. Some clutch moments, a couple of walk-off RBIs. Fouls that one straight back. Was non-tendered in the offseason and then signed a restructured contract that allowed for this option. About a month with St. Louis, now about a month here with Memphis. Redbirds on the board with 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and a single in this inning to answer the 2-out, 2-run home run from Edgar Caro in the top half. Both of the Redbirds' wins in this series come from behind victories. Trying to do that again. Tomahawk fouling out of play to stay alive. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball is spoiled. Charlotte already getting a right-hander up and warming in right center field. Battle here from Joel. We'll see his 6th pitch. Inside 2-2. Not sure how well the ball is going to fly tonight. Thick air with the humidity. 95 degrees all day. Feels like temperatures nearing triple digits. Feels good in the shade right now. Here's the 2-2. Off the fist, off the screen. Pozo seeing the kitchen sink from Rock. Already 30 pitches in inning 1 for the left-handed starter. Bullpen that has not been necessarily taxed in this series, but might get early action here on this Friday night. Inside for a ball. He's run the count full, and we'll see a 9th offering. Victor Scott the second and third. Gorman at second base, and Leo Bernal the runner at first. An RBI on a full count, bases loaded walk. There's another to tie the ball game. 3 straight walks, and the Redbirds even things up against Rock, who will not get more than 1 out in the ball game. The manager, Chad Pinder, has seen enough. 32 pitches, and Memphis looking to add even more. Early exit from the Charlotte starter. We'll tell you who the reliever is when we come back. It's Memphis Redbirds baseball on Matrix Midwest. Charlotte goes to the right-hander Addison Coffey, 1 out into this ball game. Memphis has already found a way to push across 2 runs. They have the bases loaded for Matt Koperniak. Coffey making his second appearance of the series. Gave them some length back on Tuesday, 2 1/3. Now Koperniak, a chance to do some big time damage. Already a crooked number to answer things and give some run support for Quinn Matthews, the Memphis starter. First pitch is outside, but a challenge here. Just off the plate.
Calls confirmed. Charlotte has 1 challenge remaining.
Mitch Tresiak had 4 challenges upheld back on Tuesday. Did a very nice job, as all 3 of this crew has so far. It's off the plate, 2-0. Koperniak was sitting 1 pitch there, got it and just missed it. Three consecutive walks, 2 of which with the bases loaded. Ahead of Koperniak, here's the 2-1. Tomahawk foul down the left field line. Very similar inning to the top of the 8th back on Thursday that allowed Charlotte to win the ball game. So it was a 7-inning game because of a rain delay. Ultimately had to play an extra 8th. They didn't get a hit to bring home a run. And a 2-0 win. Redbirds have a hit in this inning. It was Thomas Sujaisi to lead off the frame with 2 strikes. Since then, a hit by pitch, 3 walks. Swing and miss for strike 3. Went down to get the changeup and comes up empty. Coffey comes in and strikes out a man. Trying to limit this damage. It would be a nice feat to do so for Charlotte. Jeremy Rivas in his way. Rivas 2 hits in last night's ball game before he was lifted for a pinch hitter, and that worked out perfectly for Memphis. 2-run game-winning triple in the 8th inning off the bat of Noah Medlinger. Also in the on-deck circle. Rivas with those 2 hits, below the batting average, up to .250 on the season at AAA. And that hit his first career AAA home run in the road trip at Jacksonville. Checked his swing, well appeal, did not go, says Brian Van Vranken. Already 2 in the first inning for Memphis. Bank still packed with 2 away. We'll check another swing. Did not go again. Joel Pozo, runner at first, helping out Brian Van Vranken with that call, waving his arms to stay safe. It's in there for a strike, a slider that gets over, full count. Rivas hitting pretty well with runners in scoring position this season with the Redbirds. 6 for 19, a 3.16 batting average. A full count from the right-hander Addison Coffey. On the ground left side, third baseman Camilletti up with it to first in time for the out. Memphis ties the game and chases the starter Joe Rock as we're even at 2 through 1 in Memphis. One more Red, White, and Boom giveaway here in 2026. That's tomorrow night as the Nolan Jones, a leadoff base hit to start this second inning. Do apologize for technical difficulties on our audio. Quinn Matthews out there for his second inning of work. As I was saying, have one more giveaway. Red, White, and Boom weekend. That's the replica jersey that the Redbirds will be wearing tomorrow night. Come out and join us at the ballpark in downtown Memphis. Visit memphisredbirds.com to get your tickets. Ground ball right up the middle. Rivas, a flip to Medlinger on the first. Not in time. Now it would have been Sports Center. Instead, it's one out. Jam shot ground ball. The only chance to turn 2 was to flip it like that. And erases the leadoff base hit, but fielder's choice has Camilletti at first base. With one down in this second inning. Redbirds tied the game with 1 hit, 3 walks, and a hit batsman. Swing and miss on a downward changeup. Jason Matthews getting the start. 1 for 1 lifetime against Quinn, but really struggles against lefties. Just 167 on the season at AAA. Swing and miss, so too. Quinn got the first 2 guys out with ease in the first, and then a 2-out single, followed by a 2-out line drive home run. Here's his 0-2 pitch for the runner at first and 1 away in the second. Pitching with some fresh life now. Spiked that one into the dirt. Nice stop by Pozo. Enough to keep the runner Camilletti at first. Matthews came off the bench yesterday for Drew Baker after Baker ran into the wall trying to make a catch. They really missed Drew in the outfield after that. A couple of big time hits from Memphis that he probably would have caught were not tracked down, including the Joshua Baez double late in the game. Solid base hit to right. Takes a two-strike slider and smacks it the other way. 2 on with 1 away for Charlotte. Here's their 9-hole hitting Andy Weber. Weber 3 for 3 lifetime against Quinn Matthews, including a home run. There's 3 home runs at AAA this season. One of them an inside the park homer. That was his last home run. Came a couple days ago at home against Rochester. It's up and in. Look at how close Riku Nishida is. Surprised Joe Melanchia, the third base umpire, the best view of that, has not said anything. It's almost directly behind the left-hand batter's box. That one snapped toward third. Up with it, Gorman on to first. Just too far to take Bernal off the bag. Wayward throw from Jeremy Rivas would have been close play anyway. Second fielder's choice of the inning. Runners at the corners with 2 outs for the top of the order. Here is Riku Nishida. Nishida bounced back to the mound to start the ball game. Played his collegiate baseball at Oregon. Solid utility man. Time at second base in this series. Time in the outfield. Played both of those spots last night. With that late game shuffle we mentioned with Matthews at the plate. Camilletti at third, Weber running at first base. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the score. Good spot with 94 in the corner. Time called. Breaking ball freezes him. Good curveball there. Doesn't throw that a ton, but when he does, it flips in there nicely. It's mainly fastball, slider, and changeup. Changing the look just a little bit second time through. Thomas to JC, going to have to toss the ball to a fan. Getting a start out there at left field tonight. Matthews looking for his first scoreless frame. Giving the offense a chance to grab the lead. Bottom half of this second inning. In there, called strike 3. Matthews gets his second strikeout. Strands runners at the corners after an inning and a half in Memphis. We're tied at 2. Game of Red, White, and Boom weekend here at the ballpark to celebrate 250th birthday of the United States. Addison Coffey, first clean inning after he came in with 1 out in the first inning to relieve Joe Rock, who lasted just 32 pitches. Walked 3, allowed 2 runs, hit a man, and just 1 hit. Coffey struck out Koperniak. Rivas to ground out with the bases loaded. Now faces Medlinger. What a plate appearance he had off the bench last night. A triple to the right center field gap. Not only the 3 bags, but most importantly, drove in 2 runs to give Memphis the ultimate lead. Birds won the ball game by that final score as he slaps one fair down the left field line. This one's going to roll toward the corner. It's another extra base hit for Noah Medlinger. He's sprinting around second. We'll put on the brakes there. The 9-0 man leads things off in the second with a double. And the Redbirds right back in business. Mendlinger, who spent time here in Memphis last year, the back half of the season, putting together a really nice month here at AAA, up from AA where he started the year. There's Thomas to JC, a base hit for him his last time. It's up and in. Mentioned with Joe Rock on the mound, there's an interesting collegiate collection and connection for the Charlotte Knights ball club, especially their lineup today. There are 4 guys with interesting ties to the MAC. Joe Rock, who we didn't get to touch on this due to his short outing, but he pitched at Ohio University. Did so well there that he earned himself a competitive balance round pick back in 2021, essentially the second round. So JC fouls one off to Edgar Caro's mask. There are a couple of other guys that played in the MAC for at least one season. Mario Camilletti, the third baseman, he played in the MAC at Central Michigan for the Chippewas. Michael Turner, the designated hitter tonight for Charlotte. He finished his college career very nearby at Arkansas, but he started at Kent State. And then, as we mentioned back on Tuesday, when Addison Coffey made extended relief, he born and raised in the Muncie, Indiana area. That's where Ball State is. And he pitched for a coaching staff that had a lot of time at Miami University when he was at Arizona State for a season. Here's the 2-2. Now, it would make sense for a team based in Chicago to have a lot of connections to that conference. Very easy to have scouts based and pick up some games. Big time action flavor to this series as this one skied deep to left, sprinting back Jones. Warning track, turns around and makes the play. Smart base running from Mendlinger to tag and get to third. He was standing on second base the entire time. Knew if that gets down, I'm scoring no matter what. He'll get to third base with 1 out. He's in sacrifice territory representing the lead. Here's Victor Scott the second, was hit by a pitch his last time. Victor also stole a base and scored a run. His run tied the ball game at 2. Infield comes in, and he bounces one right to the second baseman, Weber. Fortuitous second out for Addison Coffey and the Charlotte Knights. Defense can play normal depth for Joshua Baez. Well, the Cardinals may want Victor to live on the ground a lot more than he has, but man, if he had done what he did all 5 times last night, the Redbirds lead. But he just got jammed a little bit on the hands that time. Here's Joshua flying to right field his last time. Takes a breaking ball off the plate for ball 1. Mendlinger a leadoff double. At third base now with 2 outs. Swing and miss. Tight breaking ball. That was the pitch that was giving Baez the most trouble the first month of the year here at AAA. Made some adjustments, had a good May, made more adjustments, and had a pretty historic June. 10 home runs. Hits this one a mile in the air, but shallow center. Nolan Jones waits for it to come down and makes the play. Redbirds get a leadoff double, can't do anything with it. Through 2 in Memphis, all tied at 2. 5 home games left in the regular season in 2026, plus playoff action at AutoZone Park. You can get your tickets right now if you visit MemphisRedbirds.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Plenty of dates with the Cardinals out of town in St. Louis that the Redbirds are home, so if you're in the St. Louis area, come down and join us. Just a short drive away. Spend the weekend down here. Some great promotions throughout the rest of this campaign. You can see those as well at MemphisRedbirds.com. Quinn Matthews, 3rd inning of work in what has been already an eventful ball game. At Redbirds' bottom of the 2nd was the quickest half inning of the game. Just 4 batters came to the plate, but they still had a runner stranded at 3rd base. Check swing, appeal to 3rd, did not go, says Joe Belangia the 3rd. Charlotte, an offense that ranks top 5 in every single offensive category in the International League and in AAA. 2nd most home runs in all of the highest developmental level in baseball. Especially with some of the impact guys that have gone through them to make an impact now at the major league level. The White Sox. This one's popped down the left field line and out of play. The Redbirds pitching staff makes this a really good matchup. The starters have an ERA of 3.98 as an entire group. That's a massive cornerstone of why the Redbirds won the first half championship, especially getting off to the start that they did through April and May as Turner grounds out to the second baseman Mendlinger. Memphis sits 16 games above 500 entering play today off of a season high of 20 up after their series opening win last week on the road trip at Jacksonville. It's been the combination of what good baseball teams do. Starting pitching, good defense, timely clutch hitting, and some great power, especially today's version of the game. Got to be able to hit home runs. It's just off the plate. We'll get to see how far with the challenge.
Call on the field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
From Joel Pozo. Great challenge.
Return. Memphis retains their challenge.
Redbirds are 2 for 2. Both won by Pozo. Just a sliver of the baseball. Quinn on the 3rd shake. Challenges fastball with 95. 0-1 count on Edgar Carroll. He's the Charlotte catcher. Good conviction there for Quinn Matthews to get to the pitch he wanted to throw and throw his best fastball. Put it right in an area where if Turner's ready for it, make it Kalani, he could possibly do damage. But Quinn, when he's at his best, he says, all right, here it is, hit it. My stuff's better than yours no matter where I put this thing. That's exactly what helped him out there. Bouncing ball towards short. Rivas on to first. The game's first 1-2-3 inning. It's Quinn Matthews hitting the third. Still tied at 2 at AutoZone Park. Starting your weekend early with the Memphis Redbirds with $2 PBR Thursdays at the ballpark. Join us at downtown Memphis. $2 Pabst Blue Ribbon beers for fans 21 plus. All brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon. College students can use their student email to claim $7 tickets on a discount. For more information, visit MemphisRedbirds.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Duncan Davitt, right-hander out of the bullpen, will work against Nolan Gorman, who fires a strike. Trade with Tampa Bay back last season. On in relief of Addison Coffey and Joe Rock. Rock started the ball game, went just a third of an inning. Inning and 2/3 of scoreless baseball from Addison Coffey, allowed just one base runner. Gorman takes one outside. Gorman, Bernal, and Joel Pozo due up for Memphis in this third. Two on Gorman, who walked and was stranded at third base in that 2-run first inning. Each team with 2 runs in that first frame. Two to Gorman. Fouls it straight back. Another Midwest guy from Indianola, Iowa. Pitched for Montgomery and Durham last season in the Rays system, and then Charlotte after that trade. Bouncing ball toward first, backhand to a knee. Galaney to the pitcher covering, 1 down. Davitt was part of the trade at the deadline a year ago that sent Adrian Hauser to the Rays. And with the Knights a season ago, he made 9 starts, a 5.03 ERA. This year, a 7.03 ERA in 48 2/3 innings. He's a fringe top 30 prospect in the White Sox system, a former 18th round pick by the Rays back in 2022. Out of Iowa. And an interesting note from the Charlotte Knights game notes, in the off seasons he goes back home to Indianola, Iowa, and he works as a sports reporter for his parents in the Indianola Independent Advocate covering high school sports. Three-one count on Leo Bernal. Walked with the bases loaded back in the first inning. Works from the windup, his 3-1 pitch on the ground. Right side again, this time the second baseman Weber, 2 outs. Davitt with his major league debut this season. He pitched 1 inning for the White Sox, did not allow a run. Walked 1 man. On the ground towards short. Matthews to first in time for the out. Last published article for Duncan Davitt, he wrote it back in April of this season. Go read it in the Indianola-IA.com. We head to the fourth inning, tied at 2. We want to see what you would put on your hot dog. Go ahead on over to MemphisRedbirds.com to fill out what you would put on your hot dog if you had the Heavenly Hot Dog Buffet, which has 21 toppings and over 2 million combinations. You can experience that at AutoZone Park by heading over to MemphisRedbirds.com or scanning the QR code on the screen to get tickets. The list of things that they have that you can put on a hot dog, and there are more. Crispy onions, shredded cheese, sauerkraut, bacon bits, chili, barbecue sauce, cream cheese, mustard, mayo, tomatoes, pickle chips, peppers and onions, nacho cheese, jalapenos, pico, coleslaw, buffalo sauce, ketchup, relish, lettuce, and onions. Is that enough? Quinn Matthews has been enough so far. First perfect inning in that third. Works here in the fourth. Strikeout in each inning. 2-1 count to Caden Connor, who grounded out to short his last time. That ended the first inning. It followed the 2-out, 2-run home run from Edgar Carroll. Made it 2-0 Charlotte. Redbirds answered with 2 in the bottom of the first. Nothing since. Good spot. Works back to the 2-2 count. 95-mile-an-hour sinker. Back to the pitch. Missed it upstairs at 95 again. Connor played his collegiate baseball at Cal State Fullerton. Swing and miss, strike 3. Pulled the string that time. His best swing and miss pitch is the slider. Uses it for strikeout 4 to start the fourth. This night has turned into perfection. There was a small threat of rain that popped up in the afternoon that possibly was going to come around here at first pitch. Clearly we've been dry and wind picking up a little bit, which has cooled things off and added a nice breeze. Blowing hard in from center field. Noah Mendlinger from the shallow outfield grass. 2 outs. Member of the Maction Mafia at the plate, Mario Camilletti. Out of Central Michigan. No, they don't call themselves that, at least to our knowledge. Slider in there. Bounced into a fielder's choice and was stranded at third base in the second inning. Just able to beat out what would have been a fantastic turn of 2 by Rivas and Mendlinger. And rolls one right to Rivas. Same spot as that previous ground ball. Dug out well by Bernal. And it is 8 straight retired by Quinn Matthews. Bottom 4, bottom third of the lineup when we come back. This weekend is all about the red, white, and blue, and baseball, of course. The cleaning experts at Stratus are thrilled you've chosen to celebrate the United States' 250th birthday here at AutoZone Park or watching the game at home. After all, baseball is America's favorite pastime. Enjoy the game and the fireworks show that will follow. Visit ServiceMastersByStratus.com. Duncan Davitt out for his second inning of work. Breaking ball in there to Matt Koperniak, a 7-hole man that starts off this frame. Redbirds trying to grab the lead in comeback fashion after they trailed 2-0 heading into the bottom of the first. They tied the game in that frame. This matchup on the heels of a comeback win yesterday that tied the largest come-from-behind win this season for Memphis. Trailed by 3 at a couple of points in the game. Most recently after the top of the 7th. It's their 7th win when trailing after 7 innings this season. And just Charlotte's 3rd loss when leading after 7 this year, as this one's thumped but foul out of play. Redbirds team that has blown just one lead when they've led after 7 innings all year. Bullpen has done a fantastic job, went ahead. That one just missed. No challenge by Carroll or Davitt. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the missed curveball. On the ground toward third, Camilletti. Kordiak is 0 for 2. Charlotte bullpen has retired 7 straight. Here's Jeremy Rivas. That's 13 in a row in this ball game sent down between these two teams. Inside for ball 1 to Jeremy Rivas, who grounded out to third to end the threat in the Memphis first with the bases loaded. An opportunity that, yes, Memphis got 2 from, but didn't score anything after those 2 bases loaded walks, despite having them loaded and just 1 out. So that one had to limbo out of the way. 94 near your chin. It was breaking ball outside, a miss, 3-0. Last man to reach for Memphis was the man on deck. A leadoff double in that 2nd inning. Stranded at 3rd. Activates the count with a fastball at the knees. Cardinals a 17-1 win over the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field this afternoon. Rivas walks on 5 pitches. White Sox game 2 of their series in Cleveland. They lead 3-2, but they're in a rain delay right now. Top of the 5th inning of that one. White Sox lost a tough one yesterday in the opener. They got walked off heading into the bottom of the 9th with a 1-run lead. See if Mendlinger can put another ball down the line or in the gap like he has his last 2 times at the plate. A little frustrated he didn't take a hack at that hanging breaking ball for strike 1. Redbirds have done job number 1. Chase starting pitcher Joe Rock. They did it after just 1 out in this ball game. Now they got to figure out the bullpen. Likely facing a new pitcher every time at the plate. It's going to cause some mid-plate appearance adjustments instead of mid-game tweaks. Flared off the end of the bat, but right to the center fielder, Nolan Jones. 2 outs in the Redbird portion of the 4th inning as we head back to the top of the order. Thomas Sujasi hits with a runner at first base. Really nice crowd on this Friday night. Will be by far the best attendance on a Friday night so far this season. Coming very close to a sellout here. Tomorrow night's ball game nearly sold out already. That's low. Dancing lead at first for Rivas, but he stays put as JC takes strike one. Thomas a single and run scored in the first inning. He flied out to left of the second. And a balk called on Davitt. Redbirds are going to have a runner in scoring position. First balk called of this series. If you remember back to when Nashville was in town last homestand, it was a balk fest. At least one called in the first 4 games of the series. Haven't seen very many outside of that this year. Dancing lead for Rivas now at second base. Pops straight up behind home plate. Carroll gets rid of the mask. Just unable to make the play. Wrong side of the screen. The fan did make that catch. You can see the fan right behind home plate, a couple of them at least, wearing tonight's giveaway, the Uncle Rocky themed top hat. Tomorrow night will be the 4th of July replica jersey giveaway. It's open at 5:30 if you're in the area. Come on out and join us. Mason Molina making his AAA debut after a fantastic start to his season down at AA. Here's a 1-2 to Thomas Ujasi with a runner in scoring position representing the lead. Swing and miss for strike 3. 4 innings played at AutoZone Park. We're knotted at 2. Red, White, and Boom weekend continues for one more ball game tomorrow. 4th of July baseball in downtown Memphis. Nothing more American than that. Celebrating America's 250th birthday. Come join us for giveaways, specialty cookouts, and fireworks after the ball game. To get tickets, visit MemphisRedbirds.com or come see us at the box office before the game begins. Quinn Matthews against Jason Matthews, spelled differently in this 5th inning. Quinn with 1 T, Jason with 2. Quinn with 1 N. Jason with 1. Quinn with 2 N's, that is. Jason with 1 N. Bunted foul. Quinn has settled in nicely since traffic in the 1st and 2nd. A lot of weak contact since the home run. He sent down 8 straight. 3 of them via strikeout. Everything else on the ground. Middle infielders well involved. Swing and miss. Disappearing changeup. That's his 5th strikeout of the ball game. This one starts the top of the 5th. Nine-hole hitting Andy Weber. Bounced into a fielder's choice his last time. Now 3 for 4 lifetime against the left-hander Quinn. Matthews has had pinpoint control of every single one of his offerings. Just the one mistake to Edgar Caro for a 2-run homer. His command has been fantastic tonight. It's helped him be very efficient. 63 pitches now through 4 1/3. And that has struggled with the free pass during his time at AAA. Something he had never struggled with in his collegiate or professional career up until that point. Had walked 3 or more in 4 straight, I should say in 3 straight appearances coming in. Had a ball and 2 strikes on Weber, trying to get on the same page with Joel Pozo. He is the pitch. Fouled back, went 94 with the fastball. He's had more confidence in that pitch tonight. The strikeout of Ryan Galaney back in the 3rd inning. He shook off a 3rd time. Got to 95 middle. Swing and miss. Shakes twice, waits for another, shakes another time. Here's the 1-2. Big looping breaking ball, just a piece. That was the right pitch. Now he truly can go anywhere. 3 straight pitches have been fouled off. Slider, 4-seam, and curveball. He's not shown the curve too much. Goes back to the heater, bounced toward Medlinger. All the time he wants. Underhand toss, 2 outs. Reached back and touched 95 yet again, did Quinn. Matthews always has the ability to just blink, and you see he's retired 10 in a row. Just about conviction, intent. And not going to say he lacks confidence, but confidence in the right direction. Not necessarily the confidence to think, oh, I need to be better because I am. It's confidence saying, I am better than you. That's what he's shown so far tonight. It's up and in. Riku Nishida out of the leadoff spot in the Charlotte lineup. A ground out to the pitcher and a strikeout looking. Looping line drive, shallow center. It falls in front of Victor Scott the second. That breaks the string of 10 straight men sent down by Quinn Matthews. The first hit since Jason Matthews back in the second. 2-out base runner for Charlotte. Here's Michael Turner. Do want to welcome White Sox fans in, joining us during the rain delay on the second game of a weekend series in Cleveland. Outside corner for a strike. All the action in terms of runs came in the first inning. Charlotte, a 2-run shot from Edgar Carroll. His first home run at AAA this season, and this is 9th game. Redbirds answered with 3 walks, 1 hit, and a hit batsman to tie the ball game in the bottom half. Quinn Matthews has settled in ever since. Quinn does not have a single out in the air in this ball game. Only hit with any loft was the Carroll line drive home run. Nishida very nice lead at first. He's held on by Leo Bernal. 2 outs, top 5. A 1-2 count, left on left. They'll check on him at first. He's back with a dive. In there, called strike 3, firm at the knees with 95. 6 strikeouts through 5 innings for Quinn Matthews. Can the offense give him a lead? Halfway through the ball. World-renowned competitive eating champion Joey Chestnut is on his way to AutoZone Park. This brings one of the most recognizable personalities in sports and entertainment to downtown Memphis for a special night at the ballpark. Joey Jaws Chestnut, Saturday, July 18th, as the Redbirds take on the Iowa Cubs at 6:35. So many promotions. He'll be doing an eating contest between the game and fireworks. Yes, fireworks after the ball game for that one. Get your tickets at MemphisRedbirds.com or by scanning the QR code on the screen. 2-3-4 for the Memphis Redbirds here in the bottom of the 5th, trying to break a 2-2 draw. Victor walked, stole a base, and scored. Back in the first inning, he was technically hit by a pitch on ball 4. Pulled it fair down the right field line. It's to the corner. Victor Scott the second has extra bases. He'll fly into second. The Redbirds have their second leadoff double of the ball game. Can they do something with this one after stranding the first at third back in the second inning? Pulls his hands in and a changeup an inch in off the plate. And another runner in scoring position for Joshua Baez. And runners at first and second back in the first inning. Flying to right field. And a runner at second base back in the second inning. Flying to center. A runner at second here in the bottom of the 5th, tied at 2. Inside corner for a strike. A curveball gets in there from Davitt. Charlotte bullpen as a right-hander throwing as Davitt reaches into his glove for his 36th pitch of the night. Time called at the last second by Joshua Baez. Here's a look at the right-hander getting loose. Quickly 0-2 on Joshua. Looked to be Zach Franklin. Getting loose, 10th round pick out of Missouri. Swing and miss, strike 3, gassed him up with 94. Second strikeout for Davitt. He's gone 2 1/3 so far. Big second out with a runner in scoring position. Here's Nolan Gorman, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and ground out to first. Nolan has seen a lot of pitches. He was the first man to see Davitt. Base hit to score a run and give the Redbirds a lead. Gorman has 5 hits at AAA this year. All 5 of them have driven in a run. Could make it 6 for 6 with a knock here. At the speed of Victor Scott the second at second base. So on with a leadoff double. Before Davitt got Joshua Baez to swing through strike 3. High fly ball toward right. Nishida coming well in to make the catch. Not deep enough to advance Victor Scott the second. He'll stay at second base with 2 outs. Redbirds still have not had that clutch hit in this ball game. Yes, they have 2 runs, but they scored on bases loaded walks. They have just 3 hits in the game. Lyle Bernal drove in a run with a walk back in the first inning. His 41st RBI of the year. All they need is a base hit. Pulled foul. Packed house on a Friday night in downtown Memphis. It's game 4 of a 6-game series. Redbirds have taken 2 of the first 3 wins on Tuesday night and last night. Last night a come from behind win thanks to a big rally in the 8th. Fly ball left center field, going to be tracked down by Nolan Jones, who has the baseball to end the inning. Second time the Redbirds get a leadoff extra base hit and can't bring it home. Through 5 in Memphis, still tied at 2. Looking for fireworks to watch on the 4th of July? Well, we've got them for you here at the ballpark. Come join us tomorrow, a 7:04 first pitch on the 4th of July, right across the street from the Peabody Hotel here in downtown Memphis. Get your tickets at memphisredbirds.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Plenty of specialty ticket packages that you can buy, cookout ticket packages. There's a giveaway, Redbirds replica 4th of July jersey, and so much more. You also get to watch the AAA debut of Mason Molina, left-handed pitcher. It's a left-handed Quinn Matthews who's carving up Charlotte in the last 4 innings of work. It's his 2 runs allowed back into first. He's cruised through the next 4. Just 1 base runner since the first out of the 2nd inning. A lot of 2-strike counts as well. It's helped him strike out 6 in this ball game. His next K will be his 90th of the year. He's finished 71 innings pitched in 2026 so far. Overcooked a fastball, 95. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit, at least having more effect coming in from center field. Change up there, taken by Galaney. Full count. Galaney a single in the first to extend that inning for Edgar Caro, who hit the 2-run homer. On the corner, called strike 3. Galaney rung up as Matthews avoids his first walk of the ball game. Instead, it's strikeout number 90 in 2026. It's his 4th backwards K. Galaney down on strikes for the 2nd time. Here is Edgar Caro, grounded out to short after his home run. Right-handed pitcher stretched to throw in the Memphis bullpen as Quinn reaches 80 pitches. Guess what? 2-strike count. This is what Quinn Matthews can be. I've seen it so many times when he's at his best. It's just a great watch. Said that a number of times about Hunter Dobbins this season. Said it almost every single time Michael McGreevy came to the mound last year. Line drive left field, a circling route, but Sajaci makes the catch. Hardest hit ball since the home run back in the first. Both off the bat of Caro, but there's 2 outs in this 6th inning. Hanso Rincon. Caden Connor 0 for 2, ground out to short and a strikeout swinging. Once again, appreciate White Sox fans tuning in during their rain delay. And for Cardinals fans tuning in on Matrix Midwest in St. Louis after a celebratory 17-1 win over the Chicago Cubs. And there is strike. Caden Connor, the batter. Alex Coyle with you here from downtown Memphis. It's game 4 of a 6-game series. Redbirds can secure at least a series split with a win tonight. Matthews looking to cap off this outing with his 8th strikeout. Said it's fisted down the left field line. It hits the chalk line and stays fair. Connor's going to have extra bases. It's lodged into the wall but picked up by Sajisi and cut off. And a runner in scoring position. Charlotte has a chance to take the lead. With 2 outs in the 6th inning and Nolan Jones at the plate. Numbers would tell you that there's an advantage to Quinn Matthews here. Jones hitting just .133 against left-handed pitching this season entering tonight. Did have a single, though, back in the 2nd. Grounded out to 2nd in the 4th. A base hit here likely gives Charlotte the lead. Goes breaking ball inside corner. It's the rare curveball for Quinn. Throws it just 11% of the time on the season. His 4th offering. Uses it seeing a guy for the 3rd time. This one on the ground. Sharply to 2nd, but vacuumed up by Mendlinger. Quinn Matthews, fantastic start. Through 6, allowing just 2. Bottom half of the order comes to the plate, looking to take the lead when we come back. Every Friday is a fiesta at the ballpark. Enjoy $5 margaritas, $5 Dos Equis beer, and 2 street tacos for $5 with the Redbirds. $5 Fiesta Fridays. Get your tickets now at MemphisRedbirds.com or by scanning the QR code on the screen. After tonight, our next Friday night home game is against the Iowa Cubs on July 17th. Gates open at 6 o'clock for the 7:05 first pitch. Joel Pozo leads off this bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 2. New pitcher in for Charlotte. Zach Franklin, former 10th round pick by the White Sox back in 2023. Two and 2 with a 5.03 ERA this season. This is 28th appearance. This time out against Rochester about a week ago. 2 perfect innings. Struck out 3. There's massive splits. See if the lefties in the lineup for Memphis can take advantage. It's righty, lefty, and righty in this inning for the Redbirds. Starting with Pozo. Swings and misses at strike 3. It's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball with some good run. The first out of the 6th. Righties hitting just .182 against the right-handed reliever, but lefties are 19 for 56. That's good for a .339 average. 7 of those 19 have gone for a home run, and 10 of them for extra bases. Down straight back to the screen. Pitch mix is working successfully so far. 5 pitches and 5 strikes. Wind is really starting to whip around now. Blowing things all over the place. Swing and miss, strike three. 6 straight strikes to start the appearance. Here's Jeremy Rivas. Seven pitches, 7 strikes. Franklin from Marion, North Carolina. Birmingham and Charlotte a year ago. This year with the Knights. On 1 count. Got to tip your cap to Duncan Davitt for 3 fantastic innings out of the bullpen for the Knights. After their starter went just 1/3 of an inning, Joe Rock allowed both runs on the Charlotte Knight. Walked 3, hit a man, allowed a single. Nothing for Memphis since. 2-2. Looks to be Jared Schuster working in the bullpen, likely for the 7th inning. Ben Johnson wanted to keep with the theme of left-handers against a lineup that struggles against southpaws. A completely different look as well compared to Quinn. Matthews, a true grip it and rip it approach. Schuster, more methodical. Upstairs, it's ball 4. Rivas able to work the full count walk. Second time tonight. Then it continues for the 9-hole hitting Noah Mendlinger. Despite 9 base runners, the Redbirds have just 3 hits. It's partially why they have not been able to put more together than 2 runs. Strike 1. One of those 3 hits, and Noah Mendlinger double to lead off the second inning. 2 of their 3 hits, in fact, actually all 3 of their base hits have led off an inning. So JC in the first, Mendlinger in the second, Victor Scott the second and the 5th. Carroll thought about a back pick. Check on Rivas at first with Ryan Galaney, the first baseman, holding him on. Ball and 2 strikes after Franklin came in, struck out the first 2 on 6 pitches. Walked Rivas on a full count. The Southern League postseason All-Star a year ago. Birmingham Barons winning that league championship. Much like the Springfield Cardinals group that won the AA Texas League, of which a bulk of that roster now here with Memphis has already won the International League First Half Championship. And who knows, maybe can host Charlotte if the Knights can win the Second Half Championship for a playoff series here at AutoZone Park in September. Mendlinger fights things off to stay alive at a 2-2 count with 2 outs and a tie ball game even at 2. Top of the order on deck for the Memphis Redbirds. Jam shot pop up toward the third baseman Camilletti. He has the baseball to end the sixth inning. No run since the first, still tied at 2 at AutoZone Park. Join us for Sunday brunch at the ballpark every Sunday afternoon before the ball game. Come join us in downtown Memphis. Bottomless mimosas for fans 21 plus and so much more. For a list of full dates and to get your specialty tickets, visit memphisredbirds.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Left-hander Jared Schuster comes out of the bullpen after a fantastic start from Quinn Matthews. Jam shot, little flare, and a basket catch made by the shortstop Rivas. Mario Camilletti leads off this seventh inning. Quinn allows 2 runs on 6 hits. Struck out 7. Well, 1 home run, and probably the best stat, did not walk anybody. That is the first time all season where he did not allow a free pass. That is a massive improvement at pinpoint accuracy on everything. Just that one mistake. He'll get a tough luck no decision, though. Schuster trying to bounce back after a couple of rough outings. Did go scoreless back earlier in this series on Tuesday night. Did allow 3 runs and walked a man. But before that, a string of 3 straight outings where he allowed a crooked number. 4-pitch walk to the 8-hole hitting Jason Matthews. Gives them a base runner with 1 away. Charlotte worked hard to get a runner to scoring position with 2 outs in the 6th inning, but unable to bring anything home. That was their best threat against Quinn since the 2nd inning when they stranded runners at the corners. 1-out walk against Jared Schuster, the 9-hole hitting Andy Weber. Fielder's choice and a ground out. Runner takes off. Good throw to second. The tag, a good slide, but he still got him. Jason Matthews did all he could, but Joel Pozo cuts down a runner at second. Got to give credit to Rivas on that tag. And erases the 1-out walk. Now Schuster can focus on Weber. Swipe of the tag to catch him on the chin. Good shot by our crew. Good call, good angle by Joe Belangia III. Base umpire had the play last night. Schuster can work a scoreless 7th, and he does. A nasty changeup in the dirt. Pozo will have to toss to first. Bernal there. It's time to stretch at AutoZone Park. The top of the order with a chance to take the lead after this. All the action in this ball game came in the 1st inning. Charlotte, a 2-run home run from Edgar Carroll. And the Redbirds rallied with 3 walks, a hit by pitch, and a single in the bottom half to score 2. Quinn Matthews, the highlight for Memphis. Low light for Charlotte. Joe Rock, their starter, lasted just a third of an inning, but their bullpen has been fantastic. including Zach Franklin, who struck out 2, will continue his work against the top of the Memphis order. Thomas Sajaci takes the first pitch outside and low, 190. Pop fly, but souvenir for the many fans packed down that right field line. Fantastic night of fun at the ballpark. Fans would love something to cheer about in game. Haven't had that massive pop just yet. Wave and a miss for strike 3 and a nasty slider low and away. Third strikeout out of the bullpen for Zach Franklin. Victor Scott, the second, hit by a pitch and has doubled in this ball game. How about a softly hit line drive to right center field and show off his speed? He's had 2 inside the park home runs in AutoZone Park history. Alec Burleson in 2022 and Brody Moore last year. And if anybody has the speed to do it, it's Victor at the plate. Golfs that one foul and an 0-2 hole. Redbirds had late game heroics to win the ball game last night. If you are just joining us and hadn't heard, it's the largest comeback win in a game this season. 7th comeback win in the 7th inning or later for Memphis. Swing and miss for strike 3. 4 strikeouts through an inning and 2/3 for Zach Franklin out of the bullpen. He's been electric. There's Joshua Baez. And opponents will hold their breath until he's out. Leads the league with 29 home runs and 69 runs batted in. Pops that one straight up and out of play. His 3rd multi-home run game of the season came last night. Both were solo shots. One to left center, one to dead left. Fly ball, left field and pretty deep. This one's off the wall. Connor will pick it up. Baez into second. It's a stand-up 2-out double representing the lead run. Crowd starting to get into it. Something to cheer about. Nolan Gorman could make this place explode with a base hit. Gorman came to the plate with a runner in scoring position in the 5th inning and fly to deep right. I said it in that plate appearance. I'll say it again. All 5 of his hits at AAA have driven in a run this season. His first home stand since being optioned. Takes a strike, top of the zone at 94. So look at the sweet swing of Baez. Memphis trying to take the lead with their ace reliever, Luis Gastelum, warming in the bullpen. Did not allow a run in the month of June. Upstairs, easy take on 95. Gorman has had so much success hitting in this ballpark. Well, he got called up in 2022 to the handful of appearances he's made here since. And he come through in a big way in the 7th. Joshua Baez, a 2-out double off the left field wall. Sets up Gorman with a massive RBI chance to break this 2-2 tie and give us our first run since the first inning. Swing and miss, strike three, 96-mile-an-hour fastball to get him. 5 strikeouts through 2 scoreless innings for Zach Franklin as we head to the 8th. Head on over to the Memphis Redbirds team store. There you can find the latest jerseys, t-shirts, novelties, jerseys, polos, and so much more. You visit MemphisRedbirds.com, visit us here at the ballpark, or scan the QR code on the screen. Memphis Chicks merch, Memphis Redbirds merch, all kinds of stuff and souvenirs that you can find at the Memphis Redbirds team store. You can wrap the first half International League champion Memphis Redbirds. In a battle here, top of the 8th inning, and Luis Gastelum trying to work against the top of the Charlotte order to keep this thing tied. Really good opportunity for Memphis with a 2-out double from Joshua Baez, but they strand him in scoring position. It's now 6 runners stranded in scoring position by Memphis in the game. Scoreless inning out of the bullpen from Jared Schuster. He walked 1 and struck out 1, but faced the minimum. Thanks to a runner caught stealing at second base by the catcher Joel Pozo. Mentioned it earlier, but have to say it again. Luis did not allow a run in all of June. Now tipped into the mitt of Pozo. His second appearance of this series. We saw him back on Wednesday, scoreless inning. Worked the 7th, allowed a hit and a walk, struck out 2 to get out of that trouble. Places that one perfectly on the corner. Nishida just looked at it. Down on strikes for the second time. Here's Michael Turner, 2 strikeouts and a ground out against Quinn Matthews today. And Quinn, 6 innings of 2-run ball. Schuster, a scoreless frame, and now Luis Gastelum. "35th appearance of the year. International free agent signed out of Mexico in 2023. First big league spring training this past year. Just a good portion of it for a good reason, though, is pitching for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. One of those guys that we mentioned earlier that has been a part of a playoff run a couple of times in his professional career. Pop fly, shallow right center field, but playable for Joshua Baez. 2 up and 2 down. Gastelum, a part of the 2024 Palm Beach Cardinals playoff team. 3 innings and 8 strikeouts with a save in that postseason run. 3 games for the Texas League Championship. Springfield Cardinals back in 2025. Struck out 7 in 5 innings. And had a save in that run as well. Ben Johnson adjusting the defense with the outfielders with Ryan Galaney at the plate. A single for him. A little lob wedge into center field. He thought nothing of it with 2 outs in the first until Edgar Carroll hit a home run over the left field wall. That supplied the 2 Charlotte runs. Memphis scored to answer with 2 in the bottom half. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Chance for another scoreless frame from Luis Gastelum with Bernal, Pozo, and Matt Koperniak due up in the 8th. Chopper fouled. The Redbirds have more last at-bat magic in them. Their last at-bat victory last night. Entered the bottom of the 8th trailing by a run. They scored 3 and won by 2. Perfectly placed at the knees with 95. Gastelum goes 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. Redbirds try to grab the lead. Bottom 8 when we come back. Looking for heroics that got them an 8th inning win yesterday. Starts with Leo Bernal, then Joel Pozo and Matt Koperniak. Against Zach Franklin, who's gone 2 fantastic innings so far out of the bullpen. He's already struck out 5. But can they capture him with him running on some fumes maybe? Big swing, big miss, 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Bernal an RBI with a walk. Redbirds don't have an RBI hit in this game. Have just 4 hits overall. One count with a splitter low. Due up in this 8th inning, it's 5, 6, and 7. Leo Bernal, Joel Pozo, and Matt Koperniak for Memphis. They're scoreless bullpen innings from Jared Schuster and Luis Gastelum. Leo came into this ball game 3 for 8 in the series. He's now 3 for 10, add in a walk. 2-strike hold here though. On the ground right side, just enough for Weber to get there. 1 down to start this 8th inning. Well, no matter what, the Redbirds will get another last at-bat win if they are able to come out victorious tonight. Pozo walked in a run back in the 1st inning. Since then, a ground out and a strikeout. Slaps that one foul. Has some sneaky power as well. His power at AAA this season has come from just 1 game, a multi-homer game about a month ago. It's outside for a ball, 1-1. One-time Las Vegas Aviators MVP at the plate. Back in the 2023 season. Pops that one up foul territory and out of play. Franklin has lived in 2-strike counts as a left-hander gets loose in the bullpen with a left-hander waiting on deck. The Redbirds bullpen has Hansel Rincon ready for the 9th inning. Will he have a lead or will he have to keep it tied at 2? Right on that fastball. Two with a splitter low. Pozo is the first man to see Franklin back in the 6th inning and struck out swinging. Charlotte thrust into a de facto bullpen day because their starter got through just 1 out. Great battle from Pozo. He'll see a 7th pitch. plate appearance that could, at the very least, get him out of the ball game. A lefty ready and a lefty on deck. Ben Johnson with a couple of good hitters available off the bench if he wants to. There's a pinch hit, press of the button in the 8th inning last night that worked out. Noah Mendlinger brought home 2 with a pinch hit triple. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Joel Pozo with 1 out in the 8th. Line drive, 1 hop to the shortstop, Matthews. Plenty of time with Pozo running. There's 2 down. Chad Pinder very quickly, not going to waste any time. A walk out of the first base dugout. He's going to go to the bullpen to play matchups. A left-hander to bring in against the left-hander Matt Koperniak. We got a tight ball game. Couldn't ask for much better on this Friday night in downtown Memphis. We go to the bullpen and take a break on Matrix Midwest. We go to left-hander Garrett Shanley from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Pitched collegiately at Cincinnati. Has been fantastic for Charlotte out of the bullpen this year. They bring him on with 2 outs and nobody on in a tie ball game in the 8th. Face left-handed hitting Matt Koperniak. Off the fist and off the screen. Koperniak is 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, ground out, strikeout so far. Holds back on that one, stays alive at a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and miss, strike 3, 95 above the zone, and he swings through it. We head to the 9th, all tied at 2. Fans at the ballpark. They get a replica Memphis Redbirds 4th of July jersey. All that and more. You can visit memphisredbirds.com or scan the QR code on the screen for tickets. Tie ball game, top 9. Hansel Rincon out of the bullpen. Takes a strike. Neither team has scored since the 1st inning. Edgar Carroll supplied the 2 Charlotte runs with a 2-run home run. He's since grounded out and a line down. Two 2-1 pitch. Fouled straight back. If he can get out of this with this game tied at 2, the Redbirds will have a massive chance to walk it off with 8-9-1. Swing and miss for strike 3. One step in doing just that. It's Edgar Carroll to swing and miss. Strikeouts everywhere for the Memphis Redbirds. There's Caden Connor. Ground out to short, strikeout and a double. On the corner for a strike. That double came with 2 outs against Quinn Matthews, the last base runner he allowed. But his fantastic quality start. 6 innings of 2-run baseball. That misses low, 1-1. We've got a good piece of Joel Pozo, the catcher. Yeah, right off that kneecap. Swing and miss, tag applied. 2 strikeouts for Rincon, who's just so nicely rounding into fantastic form of late. Nolan Jones in his way from a scoreless ninth. At the knees for a strike. Jones a single and 2 groundouts to the second baseman Noah Medlinger, who will be due up second in the ninth. He was last night's hero, an opportunity to be a hero tonight as well. Wind up the 1-1. Another 2-strike count. 5 of the last 6. Charlotte Knights have gone down on strikes. Memphis has struck out 12 Charlotte batters in the ball game. Another sends us to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 2. Bouncing ball toward first. It's fair. Bernal steps on the bag. And we head to that bottom of the ninth. Just one needed to walk this thing off. 8, 9, and 1 when we come back on Matrix Midwest. Ahead of a fireworks show that is to follow. Trying to get yet another last at-bat victory. It's down to the bottom of the order. Jeremy Rivas will start it off, the 8-hole man who's reached twice. Then it's Noah Medlinger who has doubled. That's upstairs for a ball. It's righty, lefty, and righty. The Thomas Sujasi leadoff spot is due up third. It's the left-handed pitching. Garrett Shanley, who came out of the bullpen to end the 8th inning. Top of the zone is strike. Swing and miss, 1 and 2. Crowd really activated. 2 innings. Still rolling through, rooting on their Redbirds. Trying to will them to victory. Comeback win last night. Swing and miss for strike 3, 1 down in the 9th inning. Noah Medlinger hit a triple to right center field. In the 8th inning of last night's ball game, he will be pinch hit for Ramon Mendoza to get the platoon advantage. That's what worked the magic on the stroke of the pen of Ben Johnson off the bench last night. Can the reverse move here work tonight? Ramon Mendoza doubled twice in last night's ball game. Both of them brought in a run. He scored the run that put them in front. Right-handed hitter who's been fantastic this year. Pops one up foul and out of play. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 0-2. Thomas Sujasi, who's homered in this series, represents the top of the order, waiting on deck. Tapper foul to stay alive. Spoils a changeup at 87 from Shanley. On the road, 2 left on right. Tapper toward third. Tough play. Camilletti throws on the run. In time to get him. 2 down in this 9th inning. It's up to Sujasi to either continue this thing or send us to extras. Sujasi with 3 home runs since he was optioned. In this ball game, a single, a fly to left, and 2 strikeouts. Takes one on the corner for a strike. He thinks about and will use the challenge. The Redbirds have 2 left. Might as well use it here. You get an extra in the extra frame no matter what. And he wins it.
Call is overturned. Memphis retains their challenge.
Redbirds are 3 for 3 in overturning calls of Mitch Treziak, the home plate umpire and crew chief. Straight back on a 94-mile-an-hour sinker. The heater has worked all night for the bullpen from Charlotte. They have covered all but 1 out in this ball game without allowing a run. Just off the plate, a challenge this time by Edgar Carroll. They have 1 left.
The catcher is challenging.
Oh, just missed.
The call is confirmed. Charlotte is out of challenges.
And again, Charlotte, you might as well use it. You get an extra in the extra frame if we get there. Two balls and a strike on Sujasi. Hard hit, but right to the third baseman, Camilletti. Perfect throw to first. We head to a 10th. Second time this week. Tones of John Denver raining through AutoZone Park as we reach the top of the 10th inning. A song that has become an anthem for more than just the state of West Virginia this summer. After every United States men's national team victory through the entire stadium, including here in AutoZone Park, to set the tone for this 10th inning with a runner placed at second base. It's Nolan Jones. Bottom third of the Charlotte Knights order in a tie ball game. Squaring around a bunt, putting one right down the line, and a smart play by Nolan Gorman to let that thing roll foul. Nearly perfection from Mario Camilletti, who faces Hansel Rincon out for his second inning of work. Strikeout, and ground out at his line so far. Pulls back, throw. Nearly goes into center field. Rivas able to snag that. That's aggressive from Pozo, but that's his MO behind the plate. Jones placed at second because he was the final out of the 9th inning. Camilletti's 0 for 3 from the 7 hole. Squares around, pops up a bunt, it goes foul. There's 2 strikes. Everybody in their seats. Nobody has left the ballpark. Hitting free baseball on this Friday night. Back foot breaking ball just got out of the way. Did Mario Camilletti. 2-2 from Hansel Rincon. Back foot break ball again. First base open with Jason Matthews on deck. Camilletti could not get a bunt down. One was nearly perfect down the line, but Gorman let it roll foul. He popped up the next. The back foot sliders since have worked the count full. First batter of this 10th inning. Teams looking for their first run since the first. Foul tip, just unable to hang on to it. Off Pozo's glove, off the mask of Mitch Tresiak, the home plate umpire and crew chief. Just below the knees, it'll be challenged by Pozo.
Call in the field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Either ball 4 or strike 3, and it's strike 3.
Ball is overturned. Memphis retains their challenge.
4 for 4 in overturned calls. Pozo himself 3 for 3, stealing strikes for his pitching staff. He's called a phenomenal game. Jason Matthews still with the runner at second base. It'll be Thomas Sujaisi placed there to start the bottom of the 10th. With Victor Scott the second, Baez and Nolan Gorman due up for the Redbirds. Will they be down 1? Will it be tied? Will it be more for Charlotte? Fouled away, 2-strike count. Rincon can go anywhere with this pitch. He struck out 3 so far in an inning and a third. The only man to put a ball in play, grounded out to first. That was Nolan Jones to end the 9th. He runs at second base, placed there to start this 10th inning. Still there with 1 out. Oh, 2 from the right-hander Rincon. Right back to the screen. Still way ahead, looks at the runner of the pitch. One more time. Fifth pitch of the plate appearance to the 8-hole hitting Jason Matthews. Fouls that one off the fist. Staying alive by any means necessary. He's fouled off 4 straight. Two fastballs, 2 sliders, and a changeup at a plate appearance from the right-hander. He's retired all 4 men he's seen in this ball game. The lead run at second base with 1 out in the 10th. Tapper off of his body. It's a foul ball. Wind has died down quite a bit since the sun went down. Wind, if anything, blowing foul pole to foul pole, right to left, and picking up just a little bit as we speak. 0-2. Swing and a foul tip for strike 3. Rincon, one of the most emotional pitchers on this staff, out of the bullpen with some flair after that K. 1 out from getting out of it and giving his offense a royal chance in the 10th. Andy Weber, a 9-hole hitter. And Charlotte is unable to advance this base runner. He's 0 for 3 from this 9th spot. Bouncing ball toward first. Perfect top to Bernal. He'll touch the bag, and the Redbirds have the walk-off run at second base with the heart of the order coming into play. Bottom 10 in front of a packed house. Hansel Rincon strutting off the mound with his strikeout. Strikes out 4 of the 6 he sees and gives Memphis a massive chance to walk this game off in front of a near sellout crowd at AutoZone Park. Game 4 of this 6-game series. The Redbirds trying to clinch at least a series split with a win tonight. Thomas Sujasi placed at second base representing that walk-off run with Victor Scott II. At the plate, it's Victor, Joshua Baez, and then Nolan Gorman. Corners playing in, expecting a bunt. Victor will square. Pulls back, takes strike 1. Redbirds already with the winning run in scoring position. There's a run that does not much matter. A guy that you trust to put a bunt down. At the very least, move over a runner. Left on left, the 0-1. Bunt is popped straight back. It's 0-2. Very similar to what Charlotte tried to do in the top of this 10th inning. Camilletti could not get a bunt down. He ended up striking out. A 3-mile-an-hour sinker that he fouls straight back. Joshua Baez awaits on deck. He doubled his last time. Victor's been hit by a pitch and has doubled in this ball game. It's a 2-strike count on him. Up and away, it's ball 2. Full count. First base is open. Baez on deck. You don't have to challenge Victor Scott II because you're seeing Baez no matter what. It's not like you're walking somebody to get to him. The only runner that matters is at second base. 3-2. Outside, ball 4. Baez gets his chance with runners at first and second and nobody out. That's a good, calm, controlled plate appearance from Victor Scott II. Knowing not to expand the zone. Boy, have there been moments. Of them, many have been at the end of the swinging bat of Joshua Baez. And have ended up over the wall in left field. On the ground, up the middle. On to first, a double play. Exactly what the doctor orders, and that's exactly why you put Victor at first base. It's up to Nolan Gorman. He's had opportunity after opportunity in this game. I don't mean he's due. Runner in scoring position in the 5th. A fly ball to right. Runner at second base, 2 outs in the 7th. The strikeout swinging. Winning run 90 feet away. Pops up out of play. Swing and miss, 0-2. Now it turns to Charlotte having a massive opportunity in the 11th if we get there with their top of the order due up. Fans wanting Gorman to come clutch so they can watch fireworks. Up and in. Swing and miss for strike 3. Neil Diamond, the song of choice. He wrote that song, Sweet Caroline, right there in that building, 500 feet away from here in the Peabody. We've got an 11th inning here in downtown Memphis. Austin Love will enter the ball game. Top of the Charlotte order in this 11th. Riku Nishida at the plate as Andy Weber runs at second base. Meeting on the mound here to discuss what they want to do. Possible bunt play on. How do they want to defend it? Mendoza, who pinch hit for Mendlinger earlier in the ball game, is at second base defensively as he was in the 10th. Corners playing in. Rivas looking to cheat toward third in a possible wheel play. It was on there. Austin Love. See the numbers on the screen on his AAA year, up from AA Springfield. Time is called and a pitch clock violation on Love. Three-0 count on Nishida. The math works a little differently on whether you want to put a runner on at first base to set up a double play as the home team. Because Charlotte can add on as many runs as they want. Every base runner does matter. That's up and away for ball 4. So Nishida on at first base, a 4-pitch walk. Michael Turner at the plate, first and second. Let's see if Love can get a ground ball. He squares around and pops up a bunt himself. Charlotte has not executed at this at all. Tried to do so with Mario Camilletti back last inning. He ended up striking out after a bunt foul and a popped up bunt foul. Looked at strike 3. Humbert's charging hard here, pulls back and takes ball 1. Birds are doing everything they can to set up getting the out at third base. Wheel play was on earlier where the shortstop tries to beat the second base runner to the third base bag. Now it's the first baseman Bernal in the pocket of the left-handed hitting Turner, who takes strike 2. First and second with nobody out in the 11th. Outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Love first out of the bullpen here. Behind Schuster, Gastelum, and Hansel Rincon. Rincon 2 scoreless. The Redbirds bullpen had faced the minimum before that walk. Bouncing ball toward first, a chance to turn it. They get the out, but it's dropped. He's safe. Rivas, known so well for his defense, trying to turn it before he had the baseball. Hit him in the palm, and the bases are loaded. It'll be a fielder's choice, and Ben Johnson's going to come out to the mound, not to make a change, but to calm things down defensively. Going to come out there with a plan. If we allow one, that's fine. It's just holding serve. We're going to get a runner placed at second base. Can we limit it to just that one out? Holding court with the entire infield out there. Andy Weber, the runner placed at second, now runs at third. Riku Nishida walked and is at second base. Turner alive with a fielder's choice is at first. It's the first error of the ball game for either team. Swing and miss. Going to need those. Infield kind of playing halfway in here. Second baseman in Mendoza, the turn man on a double play, the only one in double play depth, and a little shallow for that. Smothered in the dirt by the catcher, Joel Pozo. You can see the defensive alignment. Now Mendoza will creep a bit back in, and now backpedal back. Not all the way in, needing an out at the plate, just halfway, trying to make the common sense play. And the bases loaded and nobody out. Fly ball pretty deep. Right center field. Victor Scott the second. Reaches up to make the catch. His throw is going to go into second. It keeps one of the trail runners to first base. Nishida goes to third. The runner placed at second scores. It's their first run of the ball game since the first inning. It's 3-2 Charlotte. Sac fly for Ryan Galaney. His 32nd RBI of the season. No ground ball double play gets him out of it. Carroll with the 2-run home run. It's a strike on the corner. Turner bluffed to try to steal second base there. On the ground, play is going to be get the man in a rundown. It's Nishida. Throw to third. Gorman going to try to chase him down. Now it's Pozo chasing him back to third. Throw, and it's Rivas. Massive out, but it's just out number 2. 2 on with 2 away and a run home. On the ground toward first. He'll step on the bag, and that will end the inning. Redbirds make it just 1. We head to the bottom of the 11th. 3-2 ball game. Game filled with chaos, but not a lot of runs. Has reached the bottom of the 11th. Memphis trailing by 1, but they'll have that tying run placed at second base. It's the spot of Nolan Gorman. Charlotte held serve in the top half of the 11th. Javi Guerra in the flame-throwing right arm of his. Work against Leo Bernal, Joel Pozo, and Matt Koperniak. 1 to tie, 2 or more to walk this thing off. Numbers for Javi Guerra this season at AAA. His second appearance of this series. Fires one outside. Unlikely to see any bunting here with the two guys he got up, especially trailing a run. Just need a base hit. Redbirds have not gotten that big hit yet. They've stranded 6 runners in scoring position. Make it 7 with the guy they stranded in the 10th at third. That one's low. 3 balls, no strikes. The winning run is at the plate. Charlotte walked the leadoff guy in the 10th. Ended up getting a ground ball double play off the bat of Joshua Baez. Double play candidate Joel Pozo's on deck. This one is mashed deep to right center field. That baby's gone! On a night for broad stripes and bright stars, it's a Bernal bomb bursting in air. First walk-off home run in Memphis this season. And another ball game ends in an ice bath at home plate. Free bird on repeat at AutoZone Park as Leo Bernal starts the show with a blast of his own. Hard to write a better night, and we've got another tomorrow, 4th of July at AutoZone Park. Come join us with fireworks after the ball game. The Redbirds, a walk-off winner in 11. For our entire fantastic crew, thank you so much for watching Memphis Redbirds baseball. Thanks for joining us from St. Louis and all around the world. So long from Memphis, Alex Coyle saying see you tomorrow night.